Welcome back to the channel. Here it is, the moment you've all been waiting for, the grand reveal. What have we here? Let's just take a moment of silence to appreciate what this actually is. This is a 1982 Mark 1 Ford Fiesta XR2. And I'll go as far as saying this is probably one of the best examples of this car in the country. So I'll tell you a little bit about this car. I could go into massive detail for hours and hours and hours about what we did to this car, how it came about, everything like that. And if you're interested, drop a comment and I might do another video on it. But the long and short of it is, I restored it. It took me 5 years. This is what it looks like now. It didn't look like this before. We're going to the Practical Classics restoration show at the NEC with the XR Owners Club on the XR Owners Club stand in March, and that's what we're getting ready. This is what we're going to take. We took it before a couple of years ago. We presented it and we lifted it up. It's painted underneath as well, believe it or not, in the same colour. Everything, you think it looks good on top, it looks exactly the same underneath, it looks exactly the same inside. It is a showpiece, an absolute showpiece. It's just born to be on display in a place like that. So all we're going to do today is we're going to give it a clean over, get it ready to go. I'll show you around the car a bit as we go. I'm going to take the wheels off so we can clean behind the wheels, clean in the arches. Last time I displayed it, I'll show you a little picture. We took the wheels off and we put some wheel stands in. So we've got some more wheel stands here, which we're going to put in. So we'll take 2 of the wheels off, put the wheel stands in, so when it's on display you can see into the brakes, into the arches, what the quality of the restoration is under there. We've got mirrors that go underneath, so you can see it. We've got lights to liven it up a little bit. We've got pull-up pictures of what it was. We've got all sorts of stuff that we put with it. It does display well. While we're at the NEC, we'll also be meeting up with the organisers of the Isle of Man Ford Fest. We've seen it car tours, so we'll be having a little chat with them. Join us on that. That's another video. Please do stay tuned. As again, link in the description for that or the website if you want to join us. We won't be taking this on the car tour, but it's only got 4 gears. You want to try driving a car with 4 gears now. You know, in the day, it was just what it was, but now you think, oh my God, I need another gear, 70 mile an hour. Brilliant, good fun. But look at it, let's just look at it. Let's not speak and let's just look. This is also, when I got the Ferrari, I had in mind, I wanted to do this. When we got the Mondial, I wanted to do it to this standard. This is what I wanted the Mondial to look like. But the realization was that Mondial and Ferrari parts are a lot more expensive, and the value of the car wasn't what the restoration would cost. When I've restored this car, when I've restored other cars, Ford Escorts, XR3is, etc., it's always cost me more than the car's worth, because I never did it for money, and I still don't do it for money. I do it for the love of doing what I do. And it just so happens that with the Ford scene, you know, prices did rise a little bit. So thankfully now things have the value of what you have in them. So you haven't wasted all your hard work over the years, to be honest. But with the Ferraris, the Mondial, not quite there yet. You could put a £10,000 paint job on a Mondial and it's just not there. The 360 has already got good paint. It's original. I don't want to paint it because it's original. I don't want to take that originality away from it. But imagine if I made it look like that. If every piece, every nut, every bolt was sparkling. Wow, what a car. But I'd probably never use it then. So drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Should I take the Ferrari to this level? Should I spend a 5-year restoration on the Ferrari and about £20 million? But it'd be brilliant. It'd be the best Ferrari in the world. Ta-da! Driver's side front wheel arch. What do you think of that? Beautiful, isn't it? So that's ready. We'll just give it a bit of a clean. A bit of surface rust appeared on these discs while it's been stood. So we've got a little bucket of water down there and a little bit of wire wool. So we're going to give that just a bit of a once over to get rid of that surface rust. But other than that, it's just a case of polishing it and it's ready to go. When I said nut and bolt restoration, I wasn't joking. Beautiful, isn't it? So those copper pipes there, those pipes would have been steel. The brake pipes would have been steel, and that's the colour of them. So I remade them out of copper, so they're a better material. And then I painted them in the olive green, so that it's matched exactly what they would have looked like in the day. A little bit of paint come off there. Whoa. So we'll touch that up. We've got a touch up for that. And where we had the wheels aligned, there's been a little bit of marking on that bolt there. So we'll touch that up. And like I say, we'll clean that disc up. We've got our bucket of water. Let's do it. I'm so proud of this build. I really am. The first time we took this car out, we were approached by Classic Ford magazine straight away. And then the week after, they rushed us down and did a photo shoot on it. And there it is, front cover, Classic Ford magazine. It's actually like a 7-page spread in the magazine, just dedicated to this car. It's quite a big number, really. It's kind of the biggest compliment you can have when you've done a car and the magazines are approaching you to have it in it. We want to take you on this journey with us to the show. We're going to take you to the show, the journey down. We'll drive it down. That is the difference between us and a lot of the cars there. They won't drive. They'll turn up in the covered trailers. That's fine if that's what you're into. I haven't got a covered trailer, otherwise I probably would. But I'll drive it down. We'll take you on that journey with us. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah, stay tuned for that. But before we go anywhere, we've got some bits and bobs to do to the car in true Dan Ferrari Ford fashion. There's a bit of work to do on it. Believe it or not, on this car, there's still a little bit of work to do. There is a small weep of gearbox oil coming from the drive shaft oil seal on the gearbox. And as you'll see when we show you underneath, you can tell exactly where it's coming from. So we'll fix that. It's only a seal, but it takes a little bit longer on a car like this because obviously everything has to be perfect. You can't just stick your spanners on and everything. You've got to keep all the paint mint and everything like that. I'd love to show you around this car. Have a look around it now. I'm going to take you, show you what it's like, see what you think. Let me know in the comments if you like it. Interior, we've got our seat covers on at the moment. Advertising the XR Owners Club. Join up. If you've got one, join. It does have absolutely mint seats under there. I just will uncover them for the show. And here we are in our happy place, lay under a car again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And there it is. The little, see that little bit of a weep in gearbox oil there? That's what we need to take care of. We can't be driving it to Birmingham with that because it'll just go all over the place. So it looks to be coming from in here, that seal around the gear, drive shaft. I think there's got a little bit of a weep in that. Fortunately, I've got a new seal, so we'll pop that drive shaft out. I think it's a split drive shaft, so hopefully we won't have to start undoing the wheel wishbones and stuff. I think we could probably split the drive shaft there and just drop these two bolts out here, lower that, and then just pop that section out. Maybe is it worth it? Well, we'll start with doing that anyway. Other than that, it's pretty much ready for the show. We just need to give it a bit of a clean under here. Check out the rear end. That's the rear axle. This, believe it or not, old school, is the handbrake cable, and it runs around this pulley. So you pull the handbrake, it pulls this, which pulls this cord around here, this cable, and this actually moves. This has a spring on it here that pulls that side, and when that moves, it pulls this other cable as well. So it's pulling them in that, starts off in that direction and pulls in that direction. How old school is that? You do not get that on battery powered whatever you get. Brand new fuel tank, all lacquered, ready to go. Quite proud of those little brake pipes up there. The exhaust looking good, suspension's looking good. I mean, there's a section of the car, just take that section. I think that looks amazing. Drop a line in the comments, see what you think. This is a homemade torsion bar that's adjustable, which allowed us to lower the suspension by 1 inch. Because as the lower you take the car, the shorter that bar needs to be. So there. Poly bushes all around, again, made brand new. This is a 42-year-old car, 43-year-old car, 1982. How many cars do you see now where the bonnet opens that way? I don't know. Is there any? Drop a comment if you know. Drop a comment if you know which car opens that way. And there's the engine bay, the power plant. All 80-something brake horsepower. 4 speeds. There's your 4-speed gearbox down there. What a beast. There's our brake lines, as I was saying. Modified, but to exactly the same. There's a few little touches. We added a heat plate. Just a little touch. We added a 40mm aluminium custom-made radiator with the original fan shroud attached to it. We had the radiator made so that the shroud attached to it because we wanted to improve the cooling but keep it, you know, looking good. I was going to paint it black so it fitted in, but it's just a work of art. It'd be rude to paint it. Hoses, brand new, all made. Again, we would have had, they'd have been a bit matty, the original hoses. We've gone for the glossy look because we want it to have a bit of bling about it, you know. We're restoring the car. We want to make it look good. So we're allowed to put our own touch to it. There's nothing wrong with that at all. We painted the top of the dipstick red. Dipstick. There you go. Everyone loves a dipstick. Lovely. Battery cover. Strut tops. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Oh, I love it. Drop us a comment. Let me know what you think. It's difficult to explain how much work goes into a car like this to make it as it is. If you've done cars like this, then you'll know, you'll understand. But if you haven't, it's really difficult. As a whole, you look at the car, you think it's fantastic, but every little tiny bolt piece, look at this. This is the door latch. That had to be completely dismantled, put back together, painted, cleaned, everything just to get that latch where it is. And there's multiple latches. So when I said he had a gearbox seal, I just have to find it now. It's somewhere in my collection of biscuit tins. Like I said, if you do cars, I can guarantee you've got a biscuit tin full of bits. I think I've got a biscuit tin full of rust from this car when I restored it. In fact, let me dig it out. I found it. 1 times biscuit tin full of 1982 rust. There you go. That's the quality of the car when I bought it. You know, this isn't all of it. This is just stuff that was falling off it. Look how it falls apart. You know, amazing. Drop a comment below. If you're the 100th person to comment, I'll post you a piece of XR2 rust. The mugs didn't go, but the rust is available. Lots of it. Another biscuit tin contains just what we need. We're on Heroes this time. XR2 Heroes. And there it is. That's the seal we need. Fortunately, last time I changed it, I ordered extra and even wrote on it. How good is that? That's it. Got to take the drive shaft out just for that seal. Them seals were about £1.50. That's why I've got 2 of them. Imagine if they were for a Ferrari. It'd have been 65 quid. And you'd have only got half of it. Enough talk, enough biscuit tins. No biscuits for me. Let's get that gearbox seal done. As I pointed out before, there's the seal when the drive shaft goes into the gearbox there, wobbly cam, it goes along here, there's a join in it, and then it goes down here to the wheel. This is a long drive shaft. On the other side of these cars, it has a short drive shaft. And on this side, it has a long drive shaft. So we're not going to split the drive shaft. I've decided it isn't worth the hassle because these bolts are torqued to the right setting, they're Loctited in, and I don't want to go through that process again. So it's easier, we'll just knock out the drive shaft from the end. We'll take the whole thing out. Like I mentioned, it's a bit more difficult working on a car like this because you can't just, there isn't a gearbox oil drain on these cars. So really what I would do normally in the past is just pop the drive shaft out and then the oil would run out at that point, catch it all, measure it and put it back in. But underneath that is the engine cradle. So the oil will run into the engine cradle and then it'll sit on top of the engine cradle. We'll never be able to clean it out. And because it's perfect, we don't want that to happen. So I've ordered a little pump, like a syringe thing, so that I can empty the gearbox. I haven't got one of them, so I'm waiting for that to come. But in the meantime, we can start prepping this drive shaft so it's ready to pull out. And the first thing we need to do is remove this bolt. This is the hub. This is the hub bolt. This holds the drive shaft in place at this end. And what you do is there's a little nick on here. I'll try and show you a bit closer. What you do is you hammer the bolt into that nick so it doesn't, once you've got it to the correct tightness, it will never move. So the first thing you got to do is get that out. Now, because I've done it before, I made this tool. It's an old chisel. I took the handle off and I ground it down to the right size. All that just sits in there like that. That'll follows that groove. And then we tap that. And that'll pushes the lock away so it's unlocked. Makes life much easier, that. And because it's a show car and it's so perfect, what I'll do is now I'll order a new bolt and then that will push through away from here and then we can pull that out that way. Obviously this is all is all in place, so we need to be able to pull the whole hub forward. So to do that, we'll undo this, which is the bottom ball joint. It's easy enough to do on this car because everything's spotless. The only problem with undoing this bolt is when you try to undo it, it all spins, so you have to lock it. Well, the easiest way to lock it is to get yourself one of these, a locking car wife, to sit in the car and press the brake. Yeah, press the brake, babe. And that's the drive shaft out, hanging loose, just chilling out there, out the way. So we've just got the two more bolts up there, haven't we, on the inner drive shaft, and the whole thing will drop down, and then we can pop it out of the gearbox. But we need to remove the oil first, and we haven't got the oil tool to do that at the minute. So hurry up, oil tool, come on. Amazon, hurry up. The pump has arrived. Yay. It's freezing cold today. We can have some fun with that. I know, huge. Well, so on the front of here is a big bolt. Take that out. That's the filling point. According to the manual, there's 2.85 litres of gearbox oil in this. And it's not your regular gear oil that you just buy off the shelf at Halfords because of the age of it. It's some sort of hypoid thing. I'm not sure exactly what without looking at the book, but when we restored the car, I had to buy it from a specialist, so I'm going to save the oil because it's good for 150,000 miles gearbox oil, apparently. And so if it's neat, we'll just put it back in. Luckily, with this, we can measure what we take out. The drive shafts aren't quite at the bottom of the gearbox, so I'm hoping if I can get about 2 litres out, then we should be below where it's going to leak from. Let's get pumping. Pumping, biscuits pumping. Okay, so we've sucked half a litre out the gearbox through the innie, and it just doesn't seem to grab. I don't know if it's baffled inside, so you can't get it where it needs to be. I'm not sure, but it's taking ages. I'm getting bored, so we're going to go old school. I'm going to pop the drive shaft on the other side, let it run out of this side because I can get a bucket under this side, and then I'll pop my other side drive shaft off then, and hopefully we won't get any mess or very little mess. Old school. Right, where's my tool? Trouble with gearbox oil is it stinks. It really stinks. If you're wondering, the type of oil, like, is SAE, Hypoid SAE 80. That's what it says in the manual. So we've popped the bottom arm off this side. We don't need to remove the nut from the end of the drive shaft because we're not going to take that out. We're just going to pop this a little bit, enough to drain the oil out because I can get a bucket under this side. I've got to wrap a rag around my special service tool so that I don't damage my paintwork. It's like triple layer, so not only have I got to compensate and allow for it, the fact that it's a show car. I'm trying to make a video as well. I'm amazed to get it done. It's a good job not at an hourly rate. It'd be about £300 an hour, more than BMW. I don't think it's more than Ferrari though. Definitely more than Ford. Right, let's pop this bad boy off. There she goes. There we go. We're winning. Whew. Sometimes you just think, oh, I'll just pop in and drop that oil out, and then I'll go to work. Get up early, do that, go to work, and then it fights you back. It's awful. All right, we'll just let that run now. Relax. Might make a cup of tea in a Dan Ferrari Ford mug. You could make a cup of tea in a Dan Ferrari Ford mug if you had one. And if you go back a video and comment on the video, you too could have one. Out comes the Hypoid SAE 80 gear oil. What a comfy chair this is. Look at me backrest. Do you like me backrest? Check it out. Oh, proper backrest. Safe now under that cover. Right, we've done all them things we said we were going to do. We've took as much oil out the gearbox as we can. I've plugged the area with rags as much as I can. There is going to be some spillage out of that a little bit, or we'll just have to catch what we can. Operation cleanup. I think the trick now is to pop the drive shaft out as fast as we can, get the new seal in. We've primed the seal. I've put a little bit of lube on it so it goes in a bit easier. Run VT! Big drive shaft, let me squeeze it. That came out easy enough. It's done, hurrah! So we removed this just pops out. You put a screwdriver in this little nick here where the seal sits from the other side, come through from the passenger side, little tap, that pops out nicely, as we've learned. I tried to pull it from this end, but I struggled, and then it just knocks from the other side, and then behind that is the seal. We put the new seal in there, pull the old out, new seal in. Let me show you the old seal. There she is, the old seal removed. That's damage where we've pulled it out, that, to be honest. It's just worn out, hasn't it? It's gone brittle. You can feel the rubber has gone all brittle, so it's just not clamping the metal anymore. Small job, bit of a pain to do, but it's done now. Right, all that's left to do now is pop the old drive shaft back in. That goes into that small bit where the seal is, like I showed you. We just screw that bearing back up with the bolts. We're going to Loctite them bolts, and then we rebuild that back into the hub like we took apart. And that's it, really. Then we're good as gold. We're ready to go. Like I said, it is a show car, so I'm going to clean this up before I put it back. Any nicks in the paint, I'm going to repaint. I might repaint the end before I put it back in. But that's just boring for you to watch. Nobody wants to watch paint dry, do they, on this channel? So, yeah, you get the idea. We've done the gearbox seal. Fingers crossed it doesn't leak, but we'll know when we test it because I'm so confident in what I've done. I'm just going to drive it to Birmingham and hope for the best. But I might, no, I might do a little test run on the ramp. But check out how many tools we used. That's the clean pile. That's the dirty pile. And that's the smelly oil. That's the gearbox oil seal done. Whew, what a mission that was, rolling around. No more rolling around on the floor on our back in the smelly oil. So now it's time to clean up. Operation clean up. Get the brush out. It's not quite as bad as the operation clean up we had on the drive, but we will have to tidy up. We'll just put it back together like we said. We'll tidy it up. I'll do some more videos on the prep of this ready for the show. If you want to know more of the backstory of the car, I know I said at the beginning of the video I wasn't going to go on about it too much, but I've just tagged on another 2 minutes to the end of the video, telling you a little bit more about the car, a little bit of the history, where it came from, and how it ended up here. Here it is, roll VT. I'll tell you a little bit about the car. I restored the car. I bought it in 2019. It was pulled out of a garage. It was all intact. Everything was there, but everything was not in a good way. Even inside the radio was rusty. It was everywhere, absolutely littered with it, but it was all there. So it was in one piece. So it was a good guide, a good start. It came with some genuine panels, etc., etc. So I decided I would buy it. I'd restore it with my son. Then obviously after 10 minutes, kids lost interest, obviously. Cuts to COVID. We all was there. We all knew what that was all about. We've all got a story. My story is my work stopped completely. Finished, terminated, nothing. Boom. 12 months, sat in the garden. No help, no money, nothing from the government, anything like that. But that's another story. We've all got that t-shirt. So what could I do with my time? I started to come in my garage and take this thing apart. So we stripped it back to a bare shell. We got in touch with the fabricator. He's a magic wand waver. He can actually probably weld the car out of nothing, to be honest. He had an 18-month waiting list to get on his things, but I was on that waiting list before COVID. When COVID came, I got in touch with him. I said, if anybody pulls out, let me know and I'll bring it. And lo and behold, everybody stopped. No one wanted to take the cars to him. His business was going. I said, I'll bring my car to you, me being me. So now I've got no work, no income, and I've took my car to a chap who's agreed to weld it for me on an hourly rate. He looked at the car, he called me in, he said, Dan, I'm not being funny, it's bad. I said, can you save it? He said, I can save it, but it's worse than you think. I said, let's save it, I've come this far. So he spent 100 hours welding this car to get it solid again. Fine, that's where we were. Not painted. Trying to find someone to paint it. Every garage you go to, oh, you got a Mk1 Fiesta, it's worth a fortune, that. Oh, of course, it'll be a fortune to paint, Come on, paint my car, please. Paint it for a reasonable price. No, it's worth a fortune. I want loads. You can't not nail down a good painter anywhere. I kid you not. I've searched high and low for one. So during COVID, I had to sell my cars to get by and the daily drivers, basically, and to pay for this to be welded. I know, it's mad. So after that, I was going back to work and stuff. I needed a car and I bought a Ford from the Ford garage. And I said to the Ford garage, I've got an XR2. How do you feel about painting it? So they got onto their head office, they all had a chat, a bit of a powwow, whoa. Next thing, we've agreed a price, it's going to Ford's to be painted. So this is genuine Ford paint, brand new, only 4 years old. No one else has done that. Genuine Ford paint. Well, thanks for watching our little video on Betty the Mk1 XR2. I hope you enjoyed it. Welcome Betty to the channel. We're going to use her for some more footage, some more content through the year. As I said, we're going to take her to the NEC. That's the next time you'll see this car. In between that, we've got another video coming up with something very special. We're going to look at something this afternoon. We're going to take you on that journey with us to look. Hopefully we'll get that video out in the next week or maybe 2 weeks. And you can have a look at that. That's really something special. Stay tuned. If you like what you see, please like, please subscribe, please tell your friends, please push the channel. We really want to grow. We want to grow for you. We want to bring you more and more content on I know it's only a small car collection, but it's my car collection. I'm really proud of it and I want to share it with you and I want to enjoy it with you. Thanks for watching. Adios.